Well, hello, people, friends. Welcome to a whole new series on the channel. Yes, we're something completely fresh, and I am not alone on this project. I have my good friend Coastercad with me. Hello.
Hello everyone, good to be here, Wikz. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I
Again,
am.
again.
Yes. We're getting used to this now. It's good. It's good. Yeah, as you guys might know or may not know, that Coastercad he's a big creator. He's a big name within Planet Coaster. Really made some incredible creations, as you guys maybe have seen on the channel so far. He has slowly moved towards this game called Planet Zoo. Yes, he has, and he's yeah. You actually it's not like it's like you go into this game and it's like a complete different world besides Planet Coaster, right? You got pretty good, got used to it pretty well of what you've been building so far, at least. But that's something we will definitely get back to.
Yeah, I started last year with a zoo. It's really small at the moment. Maybe
yes.
I never finished it. Maybe I will someday. But before I started the stuff for this project, maybe I had 50 hours in Planet Zoo or something.
Oh,
But like
okay.
you said, all the basis is pretty much the same as Planet Coaster. So
yeah, so it's really
it wasn't too hard to start, but the only thing that's hard is getting used to the pieces. So to use what piece for what build, and like when you're used to Planet Ghost or Planet Zoo, you start using pieces for like 100 different things.
yes.
That's still a little hard for me to figure out, and that's gonna take some time. But
Of course.
working with you will be a good lesson as well. So
Yes, and same here, man. Like I also even I gave you exclusive preview on Hobbiton Zoo to go in there and see if you can get a few ideas and look at the stuff I've been
yeah,
building
exactly.
through the years. So that's a little exclusive thing Coastercad gets his hands on here because we have built this project.
Yeah, I feel honored for being the first visitor in Hobbiton Zoo. So yeah,
Hell,
I'm pretty excited for that.
hell yeah, dude! I just
And
need to wrap
yeah,
up some stuff in there.
I've seen a lot of it already, of course. And when I check it out in game, I can see all the stuff you did with the pieces. It's gonna help me a lot to learn them faster. So yeah.
For sure, man. And I'm trying to go into this build. Like I used a lot of the new pieces, like the Twilight pack and stuff. As you can see here, this roof here was kind of custom, and then I literally just continued it, so it kind of looked like it was a full roof, in a way. And I kind of like that, to be fair. And I haven't really done that in Hobbiton Zoo specifically, so I feel like it's definitely cool, as I've said to you as well. Like starting this big project with you, which is gonna be a fantasy. Well, we will get back to that later in the video, where we want to tell you guys a little bit of what is this, what's going to happen. But yeah, it's really fun and exciting too, because I love building fantasy stuff, and I know you do too. And in Hobbiton Zoo, I was very limited to build stuff within that sort of universe, and I'm really excited to just kind of spread my wings on this project here and see what we can achieve together. It's really cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we can go do anything really, because fantasy is like the most, it's like the team that you can do the most with. I mean,
You can't
it's the
judge
least,
fantasy.
it's the least limited, and you
Yes.
can do anything because you can always say yes, it's fantasy. So, I mean, we can even do a little bit of steampunk
If that's what
at
we
some point, right?
yeah, if that's what we wish.
We're planning a part that we're planning a part that might have some steampunk influences. So
yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll have some airships or something. That would be cool. Who knows? But yeah,
you never know. I mean, my parks always grow organically. So
yeah.
I know yours do too. So
For
I
sure,
get some
man.
crazy ideas along the way. So who
So
knows where it ends?
Exactly.
Of
So
course, we have a general plan, but I started some things, but I already want to change some things around. And we had talked about the story a little bit, and
yes.
also having second thoughts about that. So it's all already going everywhere.
Yeah, but at the end we will have a completely fully immersed fantasy world slash zoo, which is the whole plan with this. We before we kind of started, we made a Pinterest folder together, and then we sort of just both kind of like shared it and put everything we kind of find that would be interesting to kind of like build and connect and combine and all of the things, and it kind of helped us through to build kind of like the first styles of builds and stuff we've done here already, which is really nice when we sort of can have this sort of style we kind of want to do together, which is also something you will see hopefully before here episodes 2 or 3, where we both of our building styles are going to be like sort of next to each other. So we can kind of see how that looks too, because I'm kind of curious to that too, because especially when you have to learn a lot of the new pieces here for you, right? And you just went in and you just like freaking build something epic already. Well, there will be some cinematics of what I'm talking about at the end of the video, so you guys can kind of see what Coastercad has done so far, because he's actually done a lot of things compared to me. He's like built a ship, he's already started a mill, and there's a castle, there's a big cottage, there's even some terrain in the back, but all that stuff is something that's for a second episode, right? Today we are mainly focused on this guy here, which we haven't really talked about what it is. This is a wizard tower, and into the kind of story and lore we have, this is going to be a person that is very friendly with the animals. I wanted to build this sort of island, which you guys will see. You saw in the cinematics. They'll have all these like enchanted animals, I guess, that can like sort of talk with each other and connect with the wizard, which has something to done with also the whole lore that we kind of want to bring into this, with also the big city but all that stuff for later on though. But yeah, here I'm trying to figuring out to combine all kind of textures. As you can see first of all the tower, I tried to make it custom, right? That's also why it's easy for us to go in if the textures become repetitive, as it is at some point. Go in and just redo it a bit. But yeah, what do you like mostly like so far about the like which pieces did you really like get into so far, Coastercad?
Well, I think so far I've used Twilight pieces the most. So I mean, obviously we went for fantasy, and that is the fantasy team now. So
yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I use a lot of wood, and it's the one of the few that's colorable. So I think I will end up using the Twilight
a lot.
the planks, the door planks, and the portcullis planks a lot, because they are the most versatile. I mean, I've used the Australian planks as well, but they're not colorable. So I mean, they're amazing, but it's a bit shame they are not colorable.
Yeah, it's really like that when you find like a good piece, like a really good piece in here, and then you just go like, oh nice, and then oh it's not FlexiColor.
But later, when I was a bit further in, I started on the boat, which you guys will see later.
Yes.
And I found I'm not sure what it's called, but there was this colorable piece. I think it's from an African team. I'm not sure, but
yeah, there's these I'm also using here. The wooden arbor.
Yes, the arbor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great piece. Yes.
Yeah, I tried to just like make a little custom shutter on the top window there, and then I kind of like my vibe of this build first of all was gonna have it was gonna be more wonky looking. I guess I can always go in and change the stuff the further in I go and maybe build some stuff, right? But at the end I just felt like, okay, if I just try to make it look like there's just so many things going on, then that might I might not need to build the whole, like get the whole wonkiness out of it. So I kind of like just try to do that, right? Like you can see, break up some planks and put in some decals instead, and yeah, just try my way around to get it looking nice. And I also add like a few more things around the building actually. It's gonna look super cool. I'm super happy for the start of this build here already, and also how it's well, you will see that when we get to when I do a little bit of terraining and stuff around.
When I build wonky stuff or broken stuff or like runes, I always build the thing first as a whole, and then I start deleting stuff and
Yeah.
selecting pieces and turning them to make them crooked and stuff like that.
It's honestly the best way to
But
do
you
it.
know, if that's your plan, but you end up with the house as a whole and not being crooked yet, and you like it, then why not keep it?
I agree.
I mean, no, I remember when we first talked about this, you wanted to do like a broken tower, maybe a bit more of a ruined tower.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not what it ended up like. So
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes what you have in mind,
yeah,
it sometimes change, right?
yeah, the same goes for me. I change all the time when I'm building.
But at least I get a cool looking chimney here, custom chimney here. So yeah, we don't have a lot of those in this game, but you already figured that out, I assume.
Yes, I had some problems with the chimneys. Yes.
Yeah, I think in Hobbiton Zoo, I think I made like 10, dude. I can legit make like an entire pack, just chimney pack.
The problem with the chimneys, I made some customs as well, but the problem I have, they're so large. They are really large. I need to try make some smaller ones.
Yes, there's so many different options to try.
You have a lot of stone pieces, but they're just a little too big to make chimneys.
Yeah, but sometimes like you have the decals, right? The decals can legit just cover up a lot of things. So whatever piece you kind of use, you can kind of like just make it look. Yeah, I guess if you want to
No,
make
but the problem is like when I make a house and then the chimney doesn't scale with the house because the chimney is too big. That's a problem. One of the problems I had so far.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah.
But this one you made that works.
It works for the build.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also the
I think I can use that on my buildings as well. This one.
But I guess I can always go in and maybe like later on if I feel like try to make it look a little bit more broken and wonky, you know, try to just take top of the tower and just like move it a little bit to a different angle, you know, and just break up the wall set a bit more. I mean, it's a few things to do if I kind of want to try it out. If it doesn't work, then. But for now, it's just gonna stand like this because it does really look nice when it stands on the island, which you guys will see here in a few. But yeah, I'm just trying to add a few things here and there to the tower here and trying to make it look nice and livable. Yeah, that's pretty much just as you can see. I'm trying to use a different like some different planks all the way around here, different kind of a vibe, but it works. I'm happy for it. I also went over sometimes and looked on your stuff, like which pieces you've used, and it's kind of interesting to me because like just the cottage, which you guys will see a little bit of a cinematic shot of at the end here, like has a lot of pieces that I've never like tried to use for like this fantasy style buildings, especially in Hobbiton. So I think definitely with both of us is gonna learn a few things and tricks for each other through this project here, for sure. But you can always learn from each other no matter what. Like life is a big learning curve, so it's just to keep on going, I guess.
Yeah, I mean sometimes in Planet Coaster I have over 4,000 hours, and I'm still learning new stuff from other players. So
I am with you, dude.
now I've got only 100 in Planet Zoo, so I'm gonna really a great load from this collab we're doing.
Yes, me too, man. And I love.
It might seem easy, going from Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo, but it's actually a bit harder for me than I expected. So
there are a few things, obviously, that.
Yeah, I've ran into some problems with some stuff. So I just
like
gotta
the
figure out
axis.
the right pieces.
Like the axis is fucking like it's really messed up in this game compared to Planko, right? Like the world axis and stuff. Like if you try to move a piece, 2 pieces at a time, it gives you like this annoying axis, and it doesn't go straight unless you take 1 piece at a time. I don't know if
No,
you. I don't know if you've experienced that so
no,
much,
not
but I
really,
do.
because
I do a lot.
when I start the blueprints, I usually look on the axis. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna run into problems when we're gonna build in the world. But for blueprints, I have not really run into problems yet, because I always use the world axis.
Okay, well, yeah, but sometimes if you actually try to move different pieces, like the same piece, if you take 2 or 3 of them, it just screws completely up. Actually, you'll trust me, you'll run into the
Yeah, I
issue.
know. Yeah, but that's the same in Planko, I think. Or
Oh yeah, yeah, but in Planko, it's not like it's not as common as it is in this game. Like
okay.
it's legit every piece almost. Like I'm not even kidding. So as you can see here, I moved to the back side here now, and then I was like, I want to add like a little extra tower kind of vibe here, because the pictures I kind of had to look at had like this sort of same vibe, but it was just looking a little bit more piratey, this build I was looking at. So I wanted to make it more fantasy, more wizard tower-ish. So I just added this kind of extra extension onto the side here, and then it kind of actually works, because it actually gives the super nice depth to the build. Makes it looks like it's actually quite bigger than when you look at it from far away, and I really like that. And these pieces, by the way, from the Twilight is amazing. So good. I'm really happy you ended up getting all the DLC, so we don't run into any issues. That's really nice. I'm kind of like with this section here, I was kind of like stalking a little bit on like how I wanted the roof to be, because I didn't really have I couldn't get the perfect shape I wanted, but I improvised, and this was kind of like the end result. But it's fine though. It works, right? It works. But should we tell them a little bit about like, so this whole situation here, like we talked about like the animals that's gonna be around in this sort of world here. We're not gonna. This is gonna be like a completely where we don't really build habitats in that sense. We will build areas for the animals to roam around in, and it will be very mixed habitat, roaming of animals. Like in this case here, I'm adding badgers and the red foxes to roam around this specific tower here. And me and Coastercad were just completely 100% clear and agreed on this as soon as we started. This was just like, yeah, we'll just disable everything. We don't want any freaking interruptions of anything. So because we just want to completely build like a fantasy world. Like
we world build. There's no managers, right?
yeah, I mean we still have so they can. Well, we can still, so we can maybe get a few small small pups and stuff roaming around too, but with food and like welfare and all that stuff, like that's not a big priority for us. They can't. I even disabled aging, so they won't die or get old. So either.
I love how you did this window, man. It's really good. This one.
Thank you, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was struggling because I was like, oh, what can I do? But I really like this piece here. I don't even know if it's from the Twilight pack. No, it's the Arctic pack? Really? Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I mean the pieces.
I gotta say though, Planet Zoo is missing some spiraled roofs.
Yes.
Like the really tall ones. It's a bit of a problem as well, because they're hard to make custom.
Yeah.
They take a lot of pieces, so I mean, you can make them custom, but we're planning a lot of roofs in this build. So
oh yeah, but maybe
the new Twilight roofs are nice, but they're not really for like towers. So, yeah,
no,
we need
but
to figure out how we're gonna do that.
Maybe we can build our own, like just custom ones, and just have them as templates. So
yeah, but it's gonna count really heavy on the piece count. So.
I mean, I've done my fair share of custom roofs already in Hobbiton Zoo, and like the only thing they does is that they just disappear like from a far away distance, right? Because of the rendering and stuff. I don't feel like they take. Okay, depending on how tall the roof is, obviously. Maybe we can just try it out and see where it takes us, and then maybe do a mix of it or something. I don't know. One thing I actually thought was...
Yeah, we can do that. Usually use it in Planko as well, because you know, I always try to keep the piece count as low as possible.
Yes,
I usually make a combination of
that's the best way
pre-made
to go,
roofs and
man.
custom roofs. Yes.
Exactly. So here I was like, I need to add a few small like peak windows and stuff in this tower just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I just went in and I added the Arctic decorative arches here, just a few play, and then I hang these lanterns on the tower, and I thought that was super cool. It added like a little bit of a fantasy vibe to it, right? Having these kind of hanging from the roof or from the tower like that. So the building itself, I was really starting to become like what I wanted to look like. All right, so and I also want to decorate the entire build all the way around because it's nice to go around and actually check out a building on each side and stuff. Even though it's going to be very desolated, like it's going to be like surrounded by water, waterfalls, mountains and stuff, and literally just be in the middle. And then there will be like a lot of story because this wizard guy here, as we have talked about, is like kind of like he's an outcast. Like he's got cast away from the whole main town because of things, and you guys will obviously get to hear more about these things here. Wasn't it something like that we talked about?
Yeah, I mean the wizard has cast a spell, and now the animals can talk. So
Yes.
yes,
Yeah, and that's why.
still in early stages, but in the end we will have a great story.
Yes, we will obviously also do
Go
like.
along with this part.
Yes, and we are 100% committed to this project now, and we already, like Coastercad already said to me, like, well, I'm excited to spend. Oh, what was it you said? Like, yeah, this is gonna be a nice project for the next few years to come, and I'm like, yes. I already know it. It's gonna be great. We're really.
Yeah, we gotta take our time, but no, if you know me, you know I always finish my project, so
Oh, I know, dude. I
you
know.
don't have to worry about that. And
I mean, I.
If Wix is gonna slack, I'm gonna push him. Don't worry.
I never slack, man. Well, I mean, no, I don't slack.
I mean, no, you're not slacking, but
I know what you
you
mean,
know,
though.
you know, people know Blackmire, and they just want you to finish it, but you know.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm actually. It's just because I have too many projects. That's my problem, and I just don't know which of them to prioritize. So it becomes like this sort of mess of projects that I just. And then here we are. It's great.
Yes.
But I have you on this. I have you on this one, and I know you. You grind through pretty much. So we'll get through this. But so I'm not even like we'll get through this, 100%. There's no doubt about it, and it'll be awesome and super epic when we get to the end of this big project here. So as you guys can see,
but
I moved into our little zoo here now, our little project, and I started terraining a little bit of water around it, making it on a little island. And then I'm just adding a few extra things on it here and there, kind of like preparing it for to make it look super cool here in the nature. Here I'm just adding a few things. I don't even know what these rocks were, but I just put some ropes in them and let them hang, and I was like, this looks kind of cool. Everything goes, right? Like we just talked about with fantasy. So I'm not really showing you guys when I add the animals. They'll just be there at some point. And then I'm just literally just going around and doing like most of the nature work. I cut out a lot of this stuff, so don't worry guys, it's not going to be a rock video as you can see. Just mainly the more important things. But yeah, I know for a fact too that you also a big fan of like making cool environments, like a good atmosphere, good compositions, and I think that's where you and me we're gonna do very well together. Of like building these sort of styles, and like we don't add stuff just to add it. Everything has a purpose, and I think that's gonna really connect our build styles together, 100%.
yeah, I'm already seeing a lot of stuff you do the same as me.
Yeah.
Like you know, always a little bit of height difference, and you also like when you place a door at the tower, you put it a little bit higher and made a stairs going down. That's stuff I always do. You know, just a little bit of height difference makes everything better.
Yes, levels and just composition and depth is literally
Yes.
everything, man. Everything. So lots of these things I do here is obviously like more like quicker things. I kind of like just wanted to add some connections, so like the wizard, whoever comes to visit here, can obviously go up around here without climbing any terrain and stuff. And then I assume that I will eventually try to do like a boat kind of style. Like you already did one, which we will see next time. But I do kind of like want to try to see if I can make like some sort of little wonky tugboat or something. Like not a tugboat, but like just more of a, you know, fantasy kind of vibe. I think that's gonna be fun. So.
Yeah, I will do some more boats as well. We got a lot of water in this park as well, so.
Yes. What you planning?
I'm actually planning. I don't know if I can say this yet, but we're doing a sort of town and do a harbor there as well. So.
Yes. Yes, we are.
We gotta make some boats, man.
we have to, and yes.
But I know your boats. I mean, you've done some crazy boats in the past, so I think we're good.
Yeah, but that's in Planco, right? I haven't really tried it out in Planet Zoo yet, but I did make Bart's boat in Hobbiton, so yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I made this little extra thing here. I thought it was kind of cute, like a little extra thing where the animals could go in and sleep, kind of like a little dungeon, kind of where they can where they can have all their things, right? All their things. And then also where they can go and sleep. So you can see I added a badger here, and I added a little thing they can go down and sleep in here too. And then I'm just kind of like playing around with nature here, you know, trying to make it look cool. This is not the end result. I just want to say that, like, I want to make this look way more forestry, like, and as you can see, I kind of try to keep all the trees below the tower height, so the tower will forever be the highest peak on the island. If you can see that, like, I really try to figure out a good composition with all that, so it doesn't kind of like gets in the way if I actually end up putting a lot of trees in here, right? But yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're at now. We are slowly moving towards the end, and then I'll have a few cinematics for you guys, and then that's pretty much it. We will be we'll obviously be back next time, where we're gonna show a lot more things of what's gonna happen, and tell you guys of kind of like give you guys an overview on what is this about, what is Terra Magica about, which I didn't even say in the start. Wow, but that's great. Anyways. Coastercad, I'm excited to get started with this, and I'm excited to see what you are gonna do here next time we see this park or zoo. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. And I'm excited as well. And,
me too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Every time we share ideas, I get more excited. So.
Hell yeah! It's gonna be freaking awesome. So guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a journey, guys, and. I hope you're with us, because
yes,
it's going to be great.
It is. Guys, all links are down below. Also, if you want to go to subscribe to Coastercad, you should do that. Join our Discord. Like the video if you think it deserves it. And we will see you guys in our next video of Terra Magica. Bye!
Bye!